So, we've finished the regular season, now we've got the championship group to conquer, and today we're playing our first two games. Let's see if we can finally clinch that championship and make our way into the Champions League, shall we? So as you can see here, our first game today is going to be against Cracovia. Let's give you... In fact, there's nothing really to update you on, because this is literally the game after the last two you saw. I thought we'd just start the championship group straight away, because it's a 7-game series against the top 8, well, between the top 8 teams in the league. Today we're going to play Cracovia and Wisla Plock again, and hope we can continue our good form, and then in the next episode we'll come back for Jagiellonia, unless of course it looks like we're going to win the league, in which case we'll come back for the championship celebration. That's the plan. In terms of team news, we've pretty much got a team back together. You can see we are the favourites. Our form has been inconsistent recently, so that's always a little bit of a worry. Into the team selection though, and you will see what it is that I am dealing with. Having that little slowdown thing again, that's going to be fun. So Stiglitz is back. He's only recommended to play 45 minutes of action because he's not fully match fit. I also have Piacek on the bench because I don't think Halovnia is quite back and ready yet. He is probably back for the next game. So Piacek will come on at half time, but we're going to start with Stiglitz because I'd like us to start stronger rather than finishing stronger, because it's easier to build a lead than chase from behind. So the teams today: Kuszak, Dankowski, Racic, Puerto, Stiglitz, Longstaff and Ledley return in the centre of midfield. Bennett, a returning Gaska, Placheta and Akio right. Salaban makes it onto the bench because of various things. Not least of which that Fredson, I can't find, but there's Fredson. Fredson played in a under 23s game a couple of days ago to get his match fitness up for this. He's only a sub, so I didn't think it was massively important that we replaced him, so that's fine. Schwerman is on the bench as well. Masonda, who has picked up a knock, but he should be back to full fitness fairly soon. Simon Chubik returns. He's not ready to play really, but you know, strikers are an issue. Like I said, there was an under 23 game midweek. I made a bunch of players eligible for it, and if I can find the guy, Aaron Levy isn't ready to play, so he is back on the bench as our backup striker. It should be fine. We don't tend to bring him on. Jankovic, Zivilic, Slattery, Piacek, and Finson. Finson, by the way, coming on really nicely in recent weeks. He is very much becoming one of our top midfielders, which is really good to see. He's slowly starting to enter the conversation about whether or not he should be starting, so I'm feeling pretty good about having him there. Actually, there was a little bit of news, a little bit of transfer news I should get into. I have secured Halovnia, Finson, I think Slattery and Jankovic. Most of the loans are coming back. The only one I haven't been able to secure yet is Mason Bennett and Luka Racic, because Luka Racic needs money to bring him in. I don't currently have any, so I'm hoping the quicker we can get a championship victory, the quicker we'll get a transfer budget. Mason Bennett, apparently they want to put him back into the first team when he returns to Derby, so a season on loan with us has done wonders for his career. But yeah, generally we are keeping the team together. There's a lot. I'll go through in the transfer special at the end of the season the players who we've signed on pre-contracts as well. There's been a few players who are already primed to come in. So that's that. Let's get into the game. Let's see what we can do. And let's see if we can maybe secure ourselves a place in the Champions League. I haven't even looked. I should have looked already. I haven't looked to see how many Champions League places Poland has. You'd assume they've got at least one. Let's have a quick look now before I forget. Let's go into the championship group, and it should, in the rules, tell me who gets what at the end of the season. Where are we looking here? Does it tell me? Does it tell me who does what? That's the relegation group. That's why it's not telling me anything. Top team qualifies for the Champions Cup Champions first qualifying round. Teams placed second to fourth qualify for the Europa League, depending on the winner of the FA Cup. I don't know who's going to win the FA Cup, but essentially top four guarantees us European football in theory. But the Champions League, we go into the first qualifying round if we win. So let's get back into the game. We have got Van Amersfoort, who I feel like is a name I know, on the other side there for Cracovia. I know we've played Cracovia on the channel before, so Almere and Heerenveen. Yeah, there's a few players around it, but it should be fine. It should be all okay. Should be straightforward. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, guys. Let's see what happens, though, because, you know, anything can happen in Football Manager, and our form lately has not been great. Before we get in, I'll show you just what we're playing, where we're at. We are currently, it says we're 4 points clear. It's because Rakov and Jagiellonia are playing later, so we're 3 points clear at the top of the league. Cracovia, they're down there. They're essentially playing for a place in the Europa League. They're hoping Zaglevi's form falls off, but to be honest, the whole season, this top four has been more or less the same. Legia have occasionally broken in, but yeah, otherwise things are looking fine. So let's end the team talk. Let's go into kick off, and let's see what we can do today. We are, of course, in the green Cracovia in the red and white stripes, and hopefully you're now seeing this in glorious 1080 HD because I finally fixed OBS. So, into the game. 7 minutes in already, and we've already had a shot on target, but we didn't get to see it. This might be one of those games where we don't get to see highlights. That could be interesting, couldn't it? Let's get creative and see what we can do, because it'd be nice for us to get a couple of goals to the good before Stiglitz has to come off at half time. He's tiring pretty much. He's picked up another knock, which is not ideal for a guy coming back from injury, but he was coming off at half time anyway, so we'll just have to make the best of it. Off the crossbar, Bracic gets it clear, but not very far, and Kuszak has finally swept up and made a difference at the back there, so we'll see what happens. Stiglitz hopefully will regain at least some of his fitness before half time, and be able to make some kind of contribution. Things are going okay, but we need to demand more, because nothing is happening so far. One highlight so far, and it's been them. That's not what we like to see at all. And things don't look like they're going to go to plan. We're not going to get a goal before Stiglitz comes on. Now Dankowski has picked up a knock. I'm going to make a double sub at half time, just to keep things moving, which is actually not ideal. So we'll bring on Schwerman, and we will bring on Piaszek. Give our assistant the right to do all of his team talks, and we'll see what we can do in the second half with one sub to make, which is far from ideal because a lot of players tiring. We're in the business end of the season. If I need to make a change to change the tide of the game, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that, which is actually slightly frustrating. Mason Bennett has been booked and might have to be the man that comes off, which we don't really want because he's been the guy creating all of our stuff. It's not that I don't trust Masonda to do that. When you guys have seen me use Masonda a fair amount anyway. Peskovic with a goal kick, and this is going to be another highlight for them unless we can do something defensively here to build. Mason Bennett with a header to Gaska. Schwerman, who's making a rare sort of appearance of longer than 10 minutes. He is with us next season though, so this should help us develop him. Mason Bennett can't really do anything though. He's been dispossessed, and now Van Amersfoort has the ball over the top, and Festenicki, there we go, absolutely squanders what should have been the easiest chance he'll get his entire career. Mason Bennett's looking nervous. I think he'd have to come off, you know. That was an interesting glitch. Let's bring on Masonda. I'm going to put Masonda on as an inside forward on attack because he can get goals. He's been known to score a few goals for us, so let's push forward. That's frustrated everyone. That's always a good time. We're not making anything happen at all. Nothing is happening. We're just picking up a whole bunch of bookings unnecessarily. We're not scoring a goal. Let's get creative for 5 minutes and hope that inspires something to happen. Nothing is happening. It's like we've forgotten how to play football and we're just out there fighting now. That's 6 yellow cards for the game now, I think. That's... Oh, that was poor. That was really poor. So I want to apologise for that, but there was nothing I could do about it. Just really poor all round. Cracovia should have been easy points for us too. We are in serious danger here of being dragged into more of a battle than it looked like a couple of games ago. We could actually have to fight to win the championship, whereas I genuinely thought we might just about be able to start pulling away a couple of wins and the title should have been ours, basically. Let's see how these injuries are going to look. Dankowski is out for 8 days. That's going to mean he misses at least 2 games. Again, far from ideal. Dino Stiglitz out for 1 or 2 days, which should be fine. And then we'll go into the press conference. We'll see what if they ask anything new and fun. Your result against Cracovia must be a fairly unwanted record. How do you keep players focused in a positive manner in these situations? We're frustrated. Ref had a lot of work to do today with the team picking up some real yellow cards. Does the evident aggression worry you? I actually would have preferred a more conservative. I don't like picking up bookings for no reason. Kira had a pretty torrid time in front of goal. He wasn't good enough. He needs to get himself back to form. Israel Puerto was outstanding today, wasn't he? He was good, but let's not say he was outstanding. Outstanding would have involved scoring a goal. Right, let's go straight into the Wisla Plock game. That feels like a good plan, doesn't it? We'll do that. So we're back for the Wisla Plock game, the second game of this championship group, and got to do something about our form. Our form being inconsistent is definitely not okay. It's getting worse as well, which is not the ideal. You can see there are currently 2 teams 1 point behind us. Currently they are Rakov playing Cracovia, who we struggled to get a draw against last time out, and Jagiellonia, who have got to play Legia, who are in 5th. ChasingLamely have been involved as well. I mean, it wouldn't take a big run of form for them to get back involved in the title picture. So things are quite bad. We've got Israel Puerto and Kamil Dankowski are both injured or unavailable at least for the game today. So there's been some changes. We've got Kushak in goal. Bruno Oliveira, who we've not seen on the channel yet because he's only played once for us off camera. The Brazilian right back that we picked up from whoever Pi are, because I can't make the name fix work, but we'll go with that. Yeah, he has he's coming up right back. He should be okay actually. He should be a decent addition. Rakic alongside Fredson, replacing Puerto. First time we've seen Fredson start. Stiglitz starts on the left back, but again he's only fit for half the game, so we'll get replaced by Holofnia at half time regardless. Longstaff and Ledley. Bennett Slattery comes in as the advanced playmaker, and Plachetta comes in on the left, or stays on the left wing. Akirev Wright needs to sort out his form, which it says his form's a 7, but also noticeably gone missing again recently. Chubik, Schwerman, Gasker, Lishas, Holovnia, Charsley, Tigges, Collins, and Finson in a slightly new look bench. I needed to rearrange some stuff, and I thought I'd give some people a chance to shine, because I need options if I'm going to change the form around, and hopefully that's going to happen today. Slattery needs to step up. He is here next season. I'd like him to be the key man for us next season if he can develop. So we'll see how that goes. Remember this guy Novak absolutely did bits against us last time, so we'll keep an eye on him. And we will hope we can get a slightly more comfortable result from this. Wisla Plock are currently bottom of the group. They are the only team in the group with a negative goal difference, which means we need to absolutely do a number on them today, ideally, because that's just going to help us. We'll do a get creative shout early on. Bruno Oliveira with a throw-in to Mason Bennett. Back to Oliveira. Into Slattery. Slattery's got a chance to demonstrate something, and he doesn't do it because that would be just too darn easy. And now Novak is on the break again, and last time he hit us on the break, he absolutely destroyed us. Luckily, Kushak is ready for him. Kushak at least paid attention to the briefing before the game. Stepinski with a free kick though. I don't like when this happens early on. Big ball forward. Racic is intercepted, headed it as far as Joe Ledley. Placheta, you were better off playing out to the left, but no, he's crossing the entire field, well out of his depth. Oliveira, can he do anything here? Finds Placheta again on the inside. He shouldn't be that far across. I don't know what he's doing there. Mason Bennett's picked up the ball though. Back in. Placheta taps it home. He had no business being in any position he's been in for the last 30 seconds. But my God, are we glad he was there. Absolutely glad he was there for sure. Mason Bennett, ball in. Placheta got himself dispossessed. Bennett was there to sweep up. Find Placheta again. Just a one-touch tap in. And that is 1-0. And we are at least achieving something in the grand scheme of things. I feel like I'm going to open up the league table so we can keep an eye on what's going on in the very near future. But that was a good way to get an early goal. Things being slightly more equal than we'd like, so we're going to demand some more from them, and hopefully they'll provide. They probably won't, but we'll hope they'll provide, because we need to see more goals happening. More goals happening here would be ideal, and so would Stiglitz getting to the end of the game without picking up a knock. That would be also beneficial to us. A Stepinski throw, it takes the throw into Rasak. Rasak inside now to Makajuf. There we go. Fiatrivski in with the cross. Oliveira gets it out, but only as far as Rasak, and they're still on the attack. Stepinski with the cross in. Fredson sweeps it clear. Saw Novak coming, which was probably wise because that ball wasn't going to go out in time. Makajuf has picked up the ball again, and they're going to attack us down the other side now, which is not what we need, not what we want, unless we can force them to play backwards. We can't really. Svoch has got the ball now. Keep going back, keep going, pushing them back. If we can pick a pocket, we'll pick a pocket or two. Brozovic, ball out right to Kvitrievski. I'm never going to learn how to pronounce his name. Novak, Kushak with the save up close, and Fredson again with the clearance. Takes out the danger, which really was legit danger as well. Mason Bennett has picked up a knock. That's not what we need right now. That would definitely force us to make a second change at half time. What kind of injury are we looking at here? So open up that league table while I remember to open up the league table so we can see what's going on. We're currently 3 points clear again, which is okay. I'd like to stay 3 points clear at a bare minimum, because I like having that cushion. Racic into Mason Bennett. Back to Racic. What can we do here? Anything at all? Just hoof it back to Kushak. That's utterly counterintuitive, because all he can do is pass it back to Fredson, to Ledley. Ball out wide to Placheta now. Placheta's on a run. He's already scored one. Can he create one? Ball inside to Akira Wright. Akira Wright takes 2 attempts and cannot get it in, and that was a wasted opportunity, it has to be said. And we've reached half time into the dressing room, and it's time to make that Stiglitz-Lovnia swap, just so we can be absolutely secure in having a fully fit left back at some stage. Hopefully. I'm not going to take Bennett off just yet. He probably will come off, but I need him to stay on for just a little while. And Brozovic with a cross in. Kushak just makes an easy save of it. Just makes an easy save, nice and straightforward. And it should be fine. Kushak out to Fredson. Come on. Start from the back. There we go. Big ball over the top. Placheta, though, only heads it to one of their players, the guy whose name I'm never going to be able to pronounce. And Brozovic, though, has picked up the overlap on the right there, and that's just not what we need. Makajuf, someone needs to close down here. Anyone at all, get involved. That looks like Slattery having a chase around. Is it Slattery having a chase around? We'll never know because I can't click on him. Ricardinho gets the ball on the left foot. Come on, someone defend him. Close him down. Anything. The defending has been atrocious today, and I didn't know if that was a save or if he smashed it over the bar, but either way, he should never have got close enough for that. Now Slattery's got a free kick, edge of the box, whips it over. Fredson with a header. Very unlucky to head that over the bar, I think we can agree. I actually need to check I've not got this on super fast again. I haven't, that's fine. We're just attacking at pace. Let's get creative again. Getting creative again cannot possibly hurt. We're heading for the hour mark. It's definitely time for Mason Bennett to come off. We're going to bring on Le Chasse, which wouldn't have been the first choice I'd have made, but I've not put Masonda on the bench. We'll leave him as a winger. If he wants to play as a winger, he can play as a winger. That's absolutely fine by me. We'll see how that goes for us. Joe Ledley and Rakic are rapidly tiring. Placetta's picked up a yellow card, which we don't need. Slattery is not having the best game of his career. I think got to make choices here. John, I'm going to make a slightly controversial decision, which might hurt us, might hinder us. I'd rather sit on this 1-0. You guys get back to where you were. Who's the best man at defensive midfielder? Finson. That makes all the logical sense in the world. Put him on as a ball-winning midfielder on defend. Can Longstaff do something a bit more defensive? Box to box actually would help me immensely right now. He'll make up for that gap and put Joe Ledley on to defend, because I don't mind pushing the ball out wide actually for wingers. That's not a problem for me at all. So seems counterintuitive because this system's set up to have a playmaker in it. The whole ticky-tacky and kind of system is set up to have a playmaker in the system, but also I feel like if we keep possession but there's no one there obviously designated to create chances, we'll just keep possession and maybe waste the clock down a little bit. Le Chasse has picked up the ball though on the right wing. He's going to have a good run at goal. What can he do? Anything at all? Anything at all. Bruno Oliveira's got an opportunity here. Probably should look for the overlap again, but it's in. Placetta finds the goal. Second game of the second goal of the game. 9th goal of the season for Przemysław Placetta. Assist by Bruno Oliveira. He scored on his debut. He's made an assist on his second appearance for the club. He's staking a claim. He's smelt blood in the water. He knows there could be a job going at right back if Dankowski's not back to full fitness, or at least he knows he's got 2 games to prove himself and to just take that spot from underneath him. So very good productivity. Let's demand more though, because demanding more is always beneficial. Halovnia with a throw-in doesn't really find any of our players. That was the worst possible choice he could have made from that throw-in. And now we've found Fredson. Fredson back to the keeper. Keep it nice and simple. Rakov are the only ones kind of keeping pace with us, by the way. ChasingLamely just scored, but yeah, Rakov are the only ones kind of keeping pace with us at the moment. Halovnia, ball into Placetta. Placetta, can he complete his hat trick? Not with shooting like that. Not with shooting like that in a million years. But that's absolutely fine. If we get a penalty, he's definitely taking it, so that's okay. But it would be nice to get a 3rd goal to put this one to bed. And that is the final whistle. Placetta has had an outstanding game, gets player of the match. And that takes us, hopefully, still 3 points clear. We're still 3 points clear. How have Rakov done today? Because that's concerning me. They've got a draw, which is okay. The thing I'm struggling with at the moment with Rakov is that they're the only team who've got anywhere near the goal difference of us with the chasing pack. I don't want them to stay 3rd. That would not be ideal. The relegation group, by the way, just shocking. Piast, by the way, my maths in my head. They might just be able to dig themselves out of that if they can put a run of form together. I would suggest they're probably already down, but they might be able to dig their way out of it if they can. Lamely deserves praise. Blah 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 blah. Who's this guy? Vyacheslav Lefika. Oh, he was the guy we replaced. He's now managing Leisure. Impressive. Blah, blah, different tactical approach. Any thoughts on what he's done? Done a great job. Good. Mason Bennett injured 5 to 6 days. That's not what we wanted to hear at all. Post-match press conference. Let's do that. Test strike gave you an early lead. It was a great start. It was joy to watching players like that. It was absolutely terrific. Good job from him. He's 38 players so far. Can you explain why that figure's so high? Because rotation. let's hope the board feel the same way as our ex-manager. How is Eric Exposito doing on loan at ChasingLamely? He's played twice for them and he hasn't scored yet. He's only played 17 minutes for them this week. Cool. Let's have a good chat. Let's tell him he's been doing okay. And we'll see if he can start scoring. Actually, I don't want him scoring goals. I do, because then I can get money for him. But I don't want him scoring goals right now while they're in the same group as us. Placheta, superb for a goal. Job done. Okay, so I'm going to go and play the next 3 games off camera, unless we look like we're going to win the title. And yeah, if it looks like we're going to secure the title earlier than that, I'll come back. But the last 2 games of the season should be the next episode. So, in the meantime, guys, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. In fact, just smash the like button even if you haven't enjoyed the video. Smash the like button for the sake of... It's fun. There's nothing else to do. Smash like buttons. Good job. Subscribe. Hit the bell, because the bell tells you when there's more stuff to smash like buttons on. Leave a comment in the comments below. I do respond to just about every comment, unless for some reason I think it's spam. So there's that. Also, all the socials down there below. Get in touch. You can work out what they are. It's Twitter, Insta, and Patreon. That's very simple. Anyway, until next time, guys. I've been ChasingLamely. They'll be back with another episode tomorrow for show, because I'm going to record it pretty much now. And yeah, till then, see you later. Have a good one.